In this video, we're going to be looking at how the pink ball, our tinier ball, is going to be reacting as our bigger ball turns. So when I click the right arrow key, I want you guys to observe something. Observe this roll variable. Observe how the pink ball moves. Because not only is it actually supposed to be rotating, it's going to move on the X and Y axis. If I click on the right arrow key, the red line moves here and the pink ball drops this way. I click on the left arrow key. The ball moves in the opposite direction. So that is exactly what we're going to be implementing into our code over here. Previously, we switched these numbers. What I'm talking about is the change roll by. So for the right arrow key, we're going to make it a +2. And for the left arrow key, we're going to make it a -2. This is a little quick fix. In the previous video, we made the opposite factors, but we're going to be changing that. Change roll by +2 under the right arrow key, and change roll by -2 under the left arrow key, so that the ball, when it's going to fall, it's going to have a natural progression as we code that part. So we're going to click on the small ball sprite. We're going to click on events, and we're going to click when green flag clicked. Now that we have our start coding block, we need to work on where is this ball supposed to be placed and how does it rotate. So we're going to go to motions, and in the beginning of my game, I want my ball to kind of start at the top of the screen, almost look like it's falling onto this ball. Almost like we want to implement an effective gravity upon my ball. So actually I want it to kind of start up here. It's half on the screen and half gone. What is this position? This is my go-to command, -6 178. And I'm going to place that under my block. The second piece of code I want you guys to add is set rotation style. Set rotation style to all around. So I don't want my ball flipping right and left. I actually want it to go in a 360 motion. The following next pieces of code need to be addressed forever in this code. So any if statements that you ever incorporate into a game needs to be using a forever loop, because that way the computer is constantly checking if what you are trying to make a decision about is happening or not. So we're going to go into control, we're going to grab a forever loop and place that under our 2 blue blocks. Inside our forever loop, we're going to grab an if condition. And we're going to go back to motion. So when I was talking about that gravity effect, that is what we're going to be doing over here. We're going to grab change y by 10. Now as you know, the y axis is a vertical axis, meaning if it's changing y by 10, it actually means it's going up 10, up 10, up 10. It's getting higher and higher and higher. But as we know, gravity pulls things down. So I'm going to create a -10 factor here. Change y by -10 forever. Which means that when I click on the green flag, I'm going to start at a certain position, and I'm just going to keep falling down the screen. Let's observe. And it just goes down the screen. That is what I want to have. But it's not sensing my blue sprite. So I'm going to click on my if condition, and I want it to sense my thick borders. The reason why we created those thick borders was so that the black outer edge and the black outer edge can be sensed by the computer, and also visible to us as we're making this game. So we are going to grab a sensing command. Sensing commands, as we talked previously in our lessons, they compare things, they sense things, they're almost like questions that are part of the if condition. So if color is touching the color, it's a question mark at the end, because this is a question where we're trying to ask the computer to compare the 2 colors. What I just did there was I clicked on the dropper feature down here. So under color, saturation, brightness, there's a dropper feature, and I'm going to select the center of my border. So we're going to see color black is touching black. One of the black colors is from my blue ball. The other, my black, is from the green ball. So if the black is touching the black, then I actually don't want it to keep going down. I want it to bounce back up. I'm going to counter do the effect. So I'm going to go motion, and I'm going to grab change Y by positive 10. So now it's just stopped there. It's perfect. But obviously, when something hits something, there's not only an effect to repel it, it also either moves left or right. Or at least when we click our arrow keys, it should move left to right. If I'm clicking my arrow keys, the green ball is not moving. That is not a natural effect to see. So we're going to now incorporate our roll variable. We're going to grab change or turn arrow degrees. We want to turn by the rate of our roll variable. So I'm on my right. So as you can see right now, it's just turning 15 degrees over and over again, right? And it's not really turning based off of the blue ball. It's just rolling on spot. And it's also not moving from its spot. It's staying in the same coordinate. So I'm going to say I want to turn roll by, and go to variables and grab my variable roll. Turn by roll degrees, as well as change x by that roll value. So change x by, not 10, we're going to go to variables, and I'm going to grab roll. This is our first if condition. And this is this is mainly what the game requires. We need to add how we're going to sense our red line though, so we still need to add that. To do that, we're going to repeat some of our steps. We're going to go to a control, we're going to grab an if, I'm going to bring it underneath the previous if condition. We're going to go to sensing. Sensing is this light blue circle. We're going to have touching, color, touching. So we want what colors to touch what colors. We want the color red to touch the black of this outline. So if the red touches the black of this green ball's outline. We want to be very, very particular on our colors because sometimes the pixels can mix. So if color red touching the black, then we want to announce that you've actually won. So we're going to go to looks, we're going to grab say hello, and we're going to make say you win because you touched it. Our final if condition is going to be, so we're going to grab an if condition, and this if condition is going to sense whether or not the green ball actually went inside our big circle. Sometimes that happens when you play too quickly. So you can see, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't, which is really good. So we're going to grab our if condition, and we're going to go into sensing, and we're going to say if the green ball touches the blue. So if the green is touching the blue. If that happens, and then in that scenario, we're going to go to motion, and we want it to change our Y value by 10, just so that eventually it can get out of this blue zone, and get out of the circle. Let's see if our code works. At this stage, I'm noticing that my red line is touching the green ball, but it's not sensing it for some reason. Why could that be? I might need to double check my red to make sure that my red is in the very center and not some sort of pale red. Touching the black, not the green, the black. Then this should work, hopefully. So this is the end of our code for now. Oh, it's because our brightness is 1. So remember that we had a couple, if we remember our numbers, it was 0, 0, 0.